Hello and welcome back to the left side of reality. This is your host as always, Snow the First. Last time, we took another crack at the hardcore suppression and succeeded this time. We even succeeded with no deaths, which is nice. This time is purely a training day and a grinding day. We're gonna try to get our nugget stats up as high as possible because I believe the next day is going to be the memo repo day. So whatever stats everyone ends with is going to be what they're stuck with. At least until the next one. The other priority is going to be grinding out any last armor pieces that we don't have from the abnormalities currently on hand. So that's going to be our friend Little Prince over here. And Snow White's apple? Yeah, Snow White's apple. Let's see, 100, 200, and 50. No, 100. Yeah, that would be 250. So we're almost there for her. Do I want to send someone else to go with Snow White's apple so that they can get their justice stats up? Or would that be too much of a risk? I also need to think about who would be safe to send against Judgment Bird here. Melendez, you take the first crack at it. Georgia. Need some way to increase attachment and insight too for our new people. 13's the last one for... Oh. It's not great. That was way too close. They need more attachment is what they need, so... You guys take a crack at Queen of Hatred here. I already executed Clerk, so they should be fine. And anyway, Gabriella's gonna go grinding away at Little Prince. What do we need for their stuff? 100, 150, 200 for all his stuff. Okay, what the... You need more justice. Do I send you to blue? What suit do you have on right now? Noise. I don't think. Might just send you to repression for Burly Heaven then. We don't have anything to do with Blue Star, although he can be used as insight training. You can be attachment. Well, bare minimum for Little Prince, I want to reach 100 so that we can get the spears from him. Okay, other person that's in Rose. Take a crack at this. We still need good repression trainers. And I'm gonna have Gabriella do a round of Judgment Bird just to try and clean off the spores. Because you get spores, but you can take spores off just by sending them to another abnormality. So whenever Gabriella does a round of prints, then just send her somewhere else, and it should be fine? Question mark. I'm going to do one round of prints per suppression level, so that we know that the limit is suppression level 5. Okay, a little bit of training there. The Sihan is fine. Rose needs justice. I was just going over that. You are also fine. Let's see what a round of Burrowing Heaven can give you, because you do have very good black resistance on noise. That Temperaments 4 helps a lot. So how is everyone this week? Gonna chat with everyone while this is happening. I am doing fine, but I was not doing fine for a good while. Because a flu ran through the family for a while there, and it kind of messed us up. Now, the thing about seasonal flus is that it's the very reason you swing by your local pharmacy and do a flu shot every year. And it's not really something you think about. But my mother had skipped over her flu shot for last year, so when the flu hit her, it wrecked her hard. And she says she's now going to make sure to get the flu shot from now on. Don't mess around with that kind of thing. Which, if you'll allow me to get a little passionate for a second here, is exactly why it irritates me so much to see people that have all the tools in the world and just do not use them. There are people with access to the most amazing medicine out there, and they're kind of like, nah, we'll just not use them. Oh, hey, Bong Bong. Thank you for telling me that you're lurking. Hope you don't mind the lack I was going in the middle of there. Today is more of a chill day, so if you want to just kind of hang around, that's fine. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Pansy has everything at 5. Galena needs more justice and more prudence. Might send her for a round of Blue Star then, since she has Frost Splinter on. And maybe a round of repression with what's your black resistance? 0.8. Might be fine for Burrowing Heaven. Has vuelto Galina. There aren't any other nuggets out there that can claim to have their own theme song. Galina is special in that regard. I guess the main thing about training days like this is balancing out. If I want to work on insight, I suppose there's also yin. Yeah, you could do a round of yin. Rose, do a round of yin. But yes, Galina is the only nugget with her own theme song. She's special like that. Anyway, what do we have up here? You need justice and also temperament, so you need a little bit of everything. So no, wait, what was that Owen? Yeah, you need a little bit of everything, but especially justice. So grab Big Bird. You just need everything. Okay, we're gonna keep an eye on here to see what the result is, to see if I can use this for training in the future. That is a lot of sanity loss. Do we have white? We do have white weapon people nearby. We have Amelia. Although it might be good to have Amelia go down. In fact, both of you go down. You might be needed in a second here. Even with the super high white resistance, he versus Aleph is just very harsh. Basil did it, though. I need into level 5 to not lose Clypoth. How did I forget that? Okay. Someone tell me how I lasted this long without the entire facility blowing up. Okay, London can do a few bits of training here and there. We're gonna have a meltdown soon. Alright, back to what I was saying earlier. Unfortunately, my country has currently been plunged into another dark age of the law, one even worse than last time. And, the thing is, the last time that administration had been in power, they, basically fomented a lot of distrust against the medical establishment. So when they took power again, they just went back to making... Hang on. Happy Teddy Bear... Blue Star. That's going to be Emilia for sure, because I don't think anyone else can handle it. Yeah, 4 and lower. It has to be Emilia. That's gonna be Pansy. And the good news is that it means Galena can do another round of Teddy Bear right after. And in particular, there's a lot of distrust about vaccines that's been fomented as of late. And the most obvious consequences of this are happening because the point of vaccines is to protect you against diseases, or at least mitigate their effects so that they aren't as bad. And the government is fomenting a lot of distrust against like stuff like the measles vaccine. And so measles, a disease that used to basically not exist, is coming back. And it was just all so preventable. Hang on. Now that I'm here. No, that's Red Shield. I don't want that. Alright, that's 3. What's the status of the information nuggets? We have a lot of people like Justice 1. It is tragic. We need the new abnormality to show up soon so that we can begin justice grinding with them. Right, because reverse strict stat requirements, I forgot. Well, then, at the very least, we have 1.76 as a kind of stopgap. Ring has a little bit of everything. And what about up here? It's hard to decide what to focus on. Should I do Gabriella or should I do Melendez again? Probably Gabriella. Or you know what? If I'm gonna do that anyways, Prince first, then the Prince first, then the apple. Although while we're doing this, you two here can grind up your attachment with Queenie. I guess part of the problem with training is that with large facilities, you have a hard time figuring out what stats to focus where. And every 10 works, you have something to deal with. There's always law points. You can always just make up the deficit with that, but law points aren't infinite, and eventually it's going to get slightly inefficient. Looks like it might not take too long to at least get the 2 spears. The armor might still be a little longer, but I can live without the armor. Anyway, that was Melendez doing attachment, so Rose, you next. Yeah, 0.6 should be good even with the armor difference. Or... Wait. That is the wrong department. I wanted disciplinary. So, for talks that is not politics, recently the new Limbus company content arrived, and if you're not caught up on Limbus company, these is spoilers. And unsurprisingly, it looks like Nocturnal Sweeping is what people expected it to be. A lot of setup for the new Kanto. But there is one thing that has happened that I don't think anyone saw coming. That has basically just dominated the conversation about the Intervello. Do you want to take a crack at to guess what it is I'm talking about? What do you mean opposite of what you've heard? I was thinking that, like, everyone was expecting for to get sweeper lore and maybe get more insight on what they're doing, and it's basically just a ticking clock that looms in the background. But back to what I was saying. What do you think is the thing that no one saw coming but has now completely dominated conversation on the Intervello? Hmm. Oh hey! Owen got lamp! Nice. What do you have on Discord that is more than okay? Now that Owen has lamp, what can you do? Justice 2, Prudence. Could send you for a round with... Honestly, I might send you for a round with Snow Queen. Or no, Yin might be better. Your suit stat spread is better equipped for Yin. Safety. Oof. Even with super high black resistance, that hurt a bit. What was I doing with London? Correct. Zishu. Zishun in general has been the sleeper hit character that's been introduced as of late. Because when she was first introduced, she seemed like your average bratty tsundere, but her arc through Kanto 7 endeared a lot of people to her, especially as she progressively got a little nicer. And she ended Kanto 7 on good terms with Honglu. Well, good terms relative to Honglu's family, before exiting because she no longer had a reason to stick around. Now, Zishun said she would see everyone again soon, but no one expected her to be quite so literal with it because she showed up again in this intervello. I'm gonna throw Ashley for a round of Night of Despair. Now, when the sinners meet up with Zishun again, Don Quixote actually immediately made a beeline for Zishun because Don Quixote actually saved Zishun's life in Kanto 7. Now, at first Zishun thought that Don Quixote lost her. What white weapon people do we have here? What white people? Okay, Pose. In the corridor. Anyone else we could use for that? Okay, before I keep going, I'm going to keep an eye on this. That was way too close. But yes. Sancho immediately went up. Don Quixote immediately went to Zishun to catch up with her. And Zishun is like, did she lose her memory again at first? But when Zishun heard that, no, that's just how Don Quixote is, Zishun's like, you want to catch up? Okay, let's catch up. But Zishun's way of doing that is apparently going right up into Don Quixote's personal space, judging by the way the sprites squished up against each other. And Don Quixote was not ready, so she backed up, but Zishun just zoomed in again. And never in my life have I think I've seen a ship explode so fast. Both on Twitter and Reddit, Don Quixote and Zishun art basically dominated all Olympus Company spaces for like 12 hours. It was something to behold. The funniest thing is Don Quixote being so unprepared that she just called Dante to rescue her. And it's just kind of like, Don Quixote, this was your idea. Why are you surprised? Funny enough, the conversation that follows does not help the implications, because Ishmael was all cynically, all Zishun cares about is Sancho and her power, whereas Honglu took the road of, no, I think Zishun really likes Don Quixote. Okay, we have a Green Dawn incoming. What do we want to do about that? Hmm. I guess just throw someone at one of our... Oh, what's up with Punishing Bird? Punishing Bird's at 2. Let's just do a random throwaway work. Speaking of sweepers, Indigo Noon, immediately after. God damn it, that's a problem. Fortunately, I think every department has at least one person that can handle these robots immediately before they cause too much damage. Well, I specifically sent all my best attackers. They can kill him pretty fast. Why is it not over yet? Oh, here. Wait, that wasn't it? Oh, when did you get there? Mary, you go. Anton, follow. Did you lose any Clythoth from that? You lost 2. Nisona, get one back. Owen, you take care of the other. Or you know what? It might be better to send it in reverse order, since Nisona has the higher attachment. Anyway. Back to what I was saying before. Naturally, people wondered if there's going to be more expansion on the new dynamic that with Don Quixote and Zishun once Canto 8 happens, with the more darker interpretation being that Don Quixote might end up making an impossible choice on Zishun being mortally wounded and turning her into a blood fiend, possibly being the only way she lives. Uh, of course, there are people saying that maybe Zishun wasn't being flirtatious, and all that Zishun cared about was information on the rivers, because that's what she was looking into last time. But it's kind of similar to what happened in the last intervalo, actually, where it's kind of like, okay, Rodon likes the Ardor Blossom ego. Did that require apparently getting up in the Alyssa's space and caressing the clothes? Like, was that part necessary? If all Dishun wanted was information on the river, did that require basically pinning Don Quixote to a wall? But then again, the Project Moon series has always been more LGBT friendly. Nothing really in Lobotomy Corporation, but that's more because of the restrictive nature of the game more than anything else. Library of Ruina, Library of Ruina started introducing queer subtext to some characters. I hear I hear Noah and something else as one example, and then Limbus Company just continued with it. But yes, with these Shun's popularity shooting up just in general, people are praying that she doesn't fall to the Project Moon curse and dies a terrible death. Her surviving in her book might help her case, but we'll see what happens. Oh wait, no, I don't want Yang. I kind of want to focus on getting 5 attachment with everyone first, before I focus on their other stats. Because 5 attachment's gonna make everything that follows much easier. Also, this is also a good chance to bring this up while I'm at it. Um, Kim Ji-hoon's obsession with making as many things diegetic as possible gets kinda silly at points. Like, my dude, not you don't need to have 90% of the things in your game have some kind of in-universe explanation. It's okay for things to just be a game mechanic. I don't know who told you otherwise, but it's fine. The most recent example of this is, again, what we were just discussing with the Intervello, where Ricardo I don't usually have coughs, but like I said, there was a flu that went around that kind of messed us up. So in the Intervello, Ricardo shows up again, which people kind of saw coming anyways, because the game wasn't doing a very good job of hiding it. And the scene that precedes Ricardo's return has Dante remark on, "Hey, is it just me, or is there electronic dance music suddenly playing in the distance?" And while admittedly, going around with his own theme music isn't exactly out of character for Ricardo, it's not the first time that Limbus Company has tried to do a thing where the background music is part of the setting, and it's like, you don't need to go to so much trouble for it. It's fine. The music can just be the music. Oh, Punishy Bird. Thank you, Malkuth. Jose, can you make a quick stop over here? Oh wait, is doing that going to put him into suppression mode? Because I don't want that. I don't want him to suppress. Should have put him in the corridor ahead of time. Oh hey, arachnids. Welcome to this nonsense. Welcome to Punishing Bird lately pecking people. And if you look at the top left over here, welcome to Sweepers. We were just talking about the Sweeper Intervello and Limbus Company, if you're familiar with Limbus Company. You might have also heard our fun discussion about Jia Zishun's attempts to snag herself a vampire bride. Don't want to damage information too much. Central Command has nuggets to spare. They are already here. Judgment Bird arrived not too long ago. Today is about a lot of things. Today is doing some training. Today is farming equipment. And we are out of bullets. I'm gonna see what sending you to this does. Believe it or not, Arachnid, this is our second time dealing with sweepers. The first time was, oh, I am so sorry. The first time we dealt with sweepers was actually during the hardcore suppression, which we did last week. It was such bad timing too, because the sweepers showed up near the end of the core suppression, and we had more or less managed to beat the core suppression. But the sweepers killed enough clerks to break out our friend Big Bird here, who went on to cause more chaos and eventually kill a critical nugget. So that was a forced reset. Do you also love Judgy Boy over here? Might throw a couple of agents at the radio to try and push these guys to level 2 justice. When it comes to decisions I'm not sure whether I like or not, the one key on my list is picking up this person. Ah yes, Crumbling Armor. The person currently wielding their weapon is this person over here. Look at the absolute mess of ego gifts this is. Heaven, Fragment from the Universe, and that beard isn't something I put on them. That's from Soda over here. Speaking of our shrimp people here, I've done 2 core suppressions so far, Malkuth and Hod. Hod I managed to complete without deaths, but Malkuth resulted in the death of an agent. And that's because during one of the meltdowns of Malkuth's core suppression, near the end of Malkuth's work suppression, I sent a nugget to work on it because it was melting down, and it just happened to hit a bad result, and the nugget just got shanghaied. A lot of these abnormalities have some crazy story or other to them. Ah, so you're a Soda Honglu hater. Okay, fair enough. I actually remember seeing a I actually remember seeing a video that actually argued in favor of Soda Honglu, and the argument in favor of the Soda Honglu ego is that basically it forces you to be creative about trying to pull its effects instead of just going for unga bunga big damage. It was certainly a unique argument. This is basically zero prudence that is being achieved here, but the stats are not the point. The point is getting us prepared for sweepers. Ekamek, remind me, what was the strategy again for last time? Yang is right here. And funny enough, I actually have a story with these two. This is a very special corridor, as you can see. Okay, everyone for the time being, marshal in the control room. And then we can figure out what we want to do from there. Clarify what you mean by all the groups. Oh, this is a total mess. It's going to be impossible to pick out an individual agent here. I do plan on getting the last magical girl. And speaking of the Yellow Brick Road, we actually had Scarecrow here at one point, but due to circumstances, they had to be memory repoed. Oh god, where is anyone? You know what? I'm actually going to send Misona to work just to pick her out from this mess. There she is. Okay, now stop and stay here. Lamarcus can be the guard for the right side since he has heaven, and he has a pale sword. Oh, that's what you meant. My bad. Gabriela's a hunter, so as a hunter, go to information for right now. Where'd Tatiana go? God, I can vaguely see them, but even when I can see them, there's too many other nuggets in the way who effectively grab at him. Okay, to make this easier, just punishing bird. No, the training now, I forgot. Wait, no, not Tatiana. Oh god. We haven't even started and this is already... Lamarcus, that's what it was. And last but not least, Emilia can also hunt. Speaking of punishing bird, we're probably gonna have Jose trigger it with a work of bird. Alright, arachnids. I wanted to tell you about what we did with Yin and Yang. One of the missions we had was the suppressing VOV abnormalities. And me and Akamak were actually tearing our hair out for how to do it. Because VOVs are very tricky. Oh hey, some spawned right here. Emilia can go over there then. For, to start. Okay, there's some down here in control. Execute you before you get ganked. And some down here. Okay, is it just those three groups? Seems like it. No, there's one more group in disciplinary. In that case... Disciplinary's not gonna have any nuggets, but that's fine. Okay, so Amelia's taking care of that upper group. You two can start with this group over here. Oh god, they're going for the main group. Do I just move them in the corridor for the meanwhile? Up, yep. Tatiana, go! No, not Tatiana, Lamarcus. Okay, how about down here? What's going on? They're ignoring the sweepers and going for the corridors. Tatiana is training. Augsburg. Bird's at 4. Okay, Amelia, you grab this guy. Pick up whatever healing you can along the way. Okay, now the group down here. I skipped training. Did I skip training? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do after this, actually. Go with your death lasers! How's Bird doing? Bird's at 3. Misona, do something about this. We don't want another repeat of the hardcore suppression. I have faced exactly one noon before, and it was, green. Oh, where the hell are you going? Okay. If you want to be obnoxious like that, fine. Amelia, where are you? We have so much white damage in our group that Violet Noon has become a bit of a joke. Okay, Amelia, can you reach this last dude over here? How are you not dead yet? We're actually almost done with the day. At least as far as, energy goes. Okay, everyone, form up back to your departments. Really? Because Green Ordeal tends to be the one I dread. I'm good with any of the purple ones except Purple Midnight. I guess that's what makes this game so much fun. You never know what we're gonna get. Okay, time for your round of Little Prince, and then your round of Snow White's apple. The fun thing is, I think by now I have enough for at least all the weapons on Little Prince and all the everything for Snow White's apple. Crimson Dawn is okay. Noon and Dusk I haven't dealt with at all. You know what? We'll go to Meltdown level 5, deal with the Meltdowns, and then call it. Let this be just a shorter, more chill stream. I have had some real beefy streams as of late because of the nature of this game. Yeah, I think it was during HOD's core suppression again, where at one point there was a Crimson Dawn that spawned right here near Blue Star, and it was just gonna like, don't give me heart attacks like that. We're done with the energy collection, so at this point it's just about literally one box shy. That's obnoxious. Oh well, I'll grab 2 for the meanwhile. Okay, we have all of Little Prince's weapons. The 150 for the armor will have to be another day. Oh hey, Gabriella got a spore. Nice. I almost feel like sending Gabriella for another one. Maybe at the end of the day. When you say amalgamation, do you mean, Apocalypse Bird? Hekamak, do you remember the angriest I've ever gotten for Lobotomy Corporation? I know I've been frustrated at some points, but I don't remember which was angriest. That sounds like noon. Noon or dusk. Oh, yeah, definitely. That was horseshit. I don't even remember the exact context. Oh, it was a Malkuth core suppression, the first attempt. Because we didn't, it was the last meltdown level, but the Green Noon had spawned, and I had been indecisive between facing the Green Noon and instead going for the, Oh god, are you okay? This has been a terrible work so far. The only reason you're not dead is because of the high resistance from Fragment. Jesus. That was too close. But yeah, it had been the end of the Malkuth core suppression, and I was indecisive between just finishing it then and there. Between finishing it then and there and or facing the Noons. I went for finishing the suppression, but like you said, the glitch caused the Green Noon to follow me sewn into the bird's room. So next time we did Malkuth, I went all in on just wrapping up the core suppression ASAP. I think because we got Green Noon again anyways. So, back to what I was saying a long while ago. Gebura has the core suppression, or Gebura has the mission of defeating Vavavnos, and me and Ekamak weren't sure what to do, but I stumbled upon a pretty effective strategy of breaching Yin and Yang on purpose. Yin is very risky to fight from the front because it sends out a shockwave, but I discovered that it's completely helpless from the back. And from there, for Yang, I took some advice from Ekamak and sent my best white damage people with the best white armor to take care of Yang, and that's how we were able to do that Gebura mission for Vobs pretty easy. Oh dear. Our only Aleph right now is Blue Star there. We did have nothing there at one point, but it was either nothing there or Bird here, and we picked Bird. Just gonna kind of rush through these suppression levels at this point. No need to get too fancy about it. Oh, Bird again. Hello, Bird. And the punishment for it breaking out is 1 point. How terrifying. probably one of the funniest jokes that Limbus Company has done relatively recently is during Canto 7 when Sanson, for reasons only understood by Sanson, decided to put all the sinners through plays with cardboard cutouts standing in for stuff. And basically, for the end, when Sanson was talking about this one time that when Sanson was talking about this one time when Don Quixote and Sancho went up against a bear, the sinner they had standing in for the bear was Heathcliff, which is already funny enough, especially with how few shits Heathcliff gave about it. I guess it depends, because we have gone through the upper layer at this point. We're hitting the middle layer. But the even funnier part is that for the boss fight, they put in a cardboard bear, and they had a passive on the bear called Big Scary Bear that said, you might lose 1 SP, maybe. And it's just the way that it was worded that makes it so funny. It's like, you'll lose 1 SP, maybe. Who knows? You know what, Tatiana? It's not gonna get you much, but this is the end of the day anyway, so... Instinct training on funny armor here. Get a tiny bit of fortitude. What's Chia Pet supposed to be a stand-in for? I'm curious. Okay, Jose, close us out. I'm not entirely sure who you're talking about. Okay, Bloodbath. Owen can just do that. Well, Cheers. Everett can just do that. Happy Teddy Bear. Who was the last one to work on Teddy Bear? No, it would have been Galena. Yeah, Galena. Pansy can just take it there. Okay, Basil, time for you to maybe lose your gun again. This can just be Rose, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Queen is also breaching. That can just be Melendez. Yang can just be Lesihan for 3 seconds. And I'm just not touching that. I'm just gonna let that bleed out and then just get something else, and then just do one other thing for a last. Okay, put it back. I swear, the only reason we ever use Old Faith is because it shows up in meltdowns. That's all we do with it. I am not a big fan of how situational Luminous Bracelet is, but it was the best of bad options. So, shrug. Ah, well, the other ones just kind of filled in the energy for us anyways. Let's see. Owen got Temperaments 5, neat. Justice 2 on Everett. Basil needs more Fortitude badly, but got top Prudence. London got promoted. 4 Prudence, 2 Justice. Ooh, Rose is coming along nicely. Just needs Fortitude and Justice now. Temperaments 5 for Joy. 4 for Melendez. 4. Yeah, not bad. Agony and rage mixed, blending together in the mists. One couldn't determine if the smoke was responsible for the madness, or if the cries of agony spewed forth the smoke. Are you researching machines now? That's great. Now I can really see what a jack of all trades can do. I don't know who B is. To be frank, I thought it was pretty great too. But now, watching you makes me think I was terribly full of myself. Would it be alright if I helped you? I think I would make a serviceable assistant. It's good that you're up and passionate again. It is an honor to take part in a project with a scholar I respect. Is something the matter? Are you okay right now? The truth is, we're not actually okay at all, were you? If a ray of sunlight breaks your heart and collapses your mind with longing and nostalgia, and seeing plants outside evokes an unknown rage, tearing down your rational thought, then we have no choice but to stay underground. Let us start anew, the corporation that mourns her. We're accessing welfare. Ban. We won't get any chest admissions until next week, I think. Or maybe we'll get one right now. Oh. We need someone new for this area. Who do we want to... Are you familiar with Ace Attorney? You know what? London can go to welfare. She desperately needs justice training anyways. She can't do it just yet. I can't, every time I look at Chesed, I can't help but think of Godot. Chesed is really just Godot, but blue. And that is just insanely funny to me. Okay, to permanently put these changes into effect. Here he is, Funny Coffin Butterfly. So, next week on the left side of reality, we do our best to deal with deal with the new abnormality. And continue to grind out stuff. Also, wasn't the memory repo supposed to happen? Kinda throws me off that it hasn't happened yet. Is it going to happen after this day? I kinda don't want to end the stream until I get an answer to this question. Will the memory repo happen after this day? Because I swear it was every 5 days and we're on 31. It should have happened. Don't tell me we completely... Hang on. I'm going to briefly put the screen back up to figure this out. Retry day. Good night, arachnids. Just need to solve this mystery. It is a memory imprint day. The core suppressions are locked out. Okay, good. I guess it didn't show because of the cutscene. Thank God, I was very worried for a second there. The cutscene butting in on the regular announcement really threw it off. And I did not appreciate that. Well, at least we know it's there now. See you all here next week.